This podcast is about the Inca and specifically how the Inca managed their empire. To bring us up to speed with the creation of the empire, in 1438, the Inca defeated the Chanca. The Chanca were the dominant power in the Cusco region, and the Inca defeated them. Pachacuti was their leader, and they really exploded out of that region to conquer most of the Pacific coast of South America. One of the key parts to their empire was their amazing road system. The Inca had over 10,000 miles of roads within their empire, at least. They didn't build all of these roads. Some of them were built by the groups that came before the Inca, the Chavin, the Nazca, the Chimu. But either way, the Inca improved many of the roads, and of course, they built many of their own as well. Inca roads were impressive not only because of the sheer length of their road system, but because they included things like tunnels. And these tunnels would be dug with stone tools, by hand at times, so they really took a tremendous amount of effort, and mita labor would often be used to make these types of tunnels. As well, the Inca had bridges throughout their system of roads. Some of the bridges were kind of rope with wood bridges, the standard kind you see in movies like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. They also had kind of a basket system where they would put either goods or a person in a basket and kind of pulley them across a ravine or a river. Another aspect of their road system were tambos, and tambos were essentially rest stops. And here you see Conchamarca, one of the tambos that you can still find remains of today. This is on the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu, and here people would stop to have a meal, sleep for the night, hook their llamas to a post so the llamas could graze while they're on their way to perhaps deliver some goods for trade, or potentially information for the Inca leaders in Cusco. The most important person that you would find on an Inca road would be a chasqui runner. These were kind of the official messengers of the Inca leaders in Cusco. And these guys would, for the most part, bring information about tribute, information about populations, information that was key for running the empire. And the way that they brought this information, the way they recorded it, was on quipus. And quipus were essentially a series of strings with knots in them designed to record these things, these types of information. Tribute, births, deaths, you name it. Quipus could record anything. The Inca kept track of thousands of people, really millions of people. The empire had over 10 million people, and thousands of tribute payments. What did that tribute include? Well, for one, llamas and all the products that could be made from llamas, fur, meat, etc. Sacrifice too. And for sacrifice as well, coca leaves. Coca leaves would be used for sacrifice as well as for altitude sickness. And further types of tribute, really any crop, potatoes, quinoa, corn, all of these would be grown by groups that were conquered by the Inca and given to the Inca. The tribute that the Inca collected was often brought to sites like this, Rakchi, and here you see in the background of this photo about 100 storehouses. Storehouses are what we would think of as silos, and they were used to store various foodstuffs that the Inca collected from the people they conquered. Potatoes, quinoa, corn. The potatoes would be freeze-dried and stored there. And the Inca liked to preach the idea of reciprocity. They collect tribute from people, and the people would receive things back if they needed it. If there was a disaster, if there was a drought or something, the Inca said, okay, we will return to you part of what you have given to us. In truth, it was always a bad deal for the people the Inca conquered. Sure, the Inca wouldn't destroy their village as long as they paid the tribute, but they really never got back the amount that they gave to the Inca. And Rakchi was pretty accessible, but here, this other storehouse, you can see how important these were to the Inca. This is a pretty inaccessible place. It would be heavily guarded. They were not meant for public use. People could not just go dip into the potatoes at the storehouse on a whim. So the Inca, if anything, ran their empire extremely efficiently and extremely tightly.